行くわよ。力の差を分からせる。血が踊るわ。蹴散らす。思い知れ。蹴散らす。そこ。使うからね。私にここはこれね。これで総崩れよ。はっよはな。塵一つ残さない。鉄拳制裁。
Welcome to another JP unit preview. This time we have Queen, which is the handout free UR unit from the Persona 5 collaboration. Now, some people have said that this won't be coming out in global. I don't buy that for a second, so we're gonna go over her whole kit. But before we do that, make sure you subscribe to the channel and like the video. Queen's main job is very interesting. It uses both attack and magic scaling abilities with the strike and magic attack types. However, this class does follow the initial AP rules for spellcasters. It means that Queen starts with 75% of her max AP, and while neither her attack nor her magic are going to be at top tier levels, her ability to immediately start popping off abilities with a ton of utility makes for a very interesting unit. Let's talk about the main kit, and the first spell, Frey, is a small magic attack with a spirit break before damage. It becomes instant cast with her EX job, and it has a 43% magic break attached to it, so that's actually pretty huge. That's a big break. I think that this is going to be used quite a bit just because of the AP cost, and we're going to see it quite a bit. We have Clearing Mind, which is a TP buff, and 20 spirit is a good amount of spirit. I mean, it also is going to... I think what this does is it makes it less likely for your opponents to use counter abilities, which is good. Someone correct me if that's not what it actually does. Then we have Maharak Kaja, which is basically Mons TMR, but also has a very, very important attack and magic buff for Queen. Let's hope she doesn't get dispelled. I love this. It means you don't have to bring Mons TMR necessarily if you're at a party where you would use that effect, so that's really cool. Then we have Flash Bomb. Flash Bomb is a physical strike attack and it has a big accuracy buff attached to it. The AoE is also nice. It has a chance to stun a group of enemies, which makes it even nicer. I can really imagine just shutting down a whole team by stunning them here, and the fact that you have this big accuracy buff to hit evasion is also a really big deal. So if you build evasion, this has a good chance of actually hitting the opponent. Then we have Maha Freydine. It's a high damage barrier breaker and it has a medium cast speed. This AoE is also range height 2, so it should see a lot of use. So we've already got a bunch of different utility already with Queen, so it's really interesting even if her damage isn't going to be massive. Finally, we have Run Johanna, which is a no cast time, big damage physical strike attack, and this is the same AoE in range as Maha Freydine, but it's going to decrease the healing power instead of breaking a barrier. And then the AI is going to use the Maha Freydine, I think, whenever opponent has a barrier, but otherwise you'll probably use this as the main damage skill. Now, there's a lot of things that go into that. I think that most people will build attack and magic at the same time. So if that's the case, then strike is usually a very weak point. It's a weak point for a lot of units. So this will just get used a lot. There's no cast time. It has a bigger damage modifier. However, somebody could build just a pure magic build or a pure attack build for Queen, and that would determine the AI as well. But overall, I think that this skill looks really solid, especially if you are able to build a lot of strike attack, which you can because you have Pugilist sub and you have the 40 strike attack modifier boost on the TP skill. So definitely a very interesting skill. Now on to the sub kit, we've got Freydine, which is another magic attack with a cast time, but it is faster cast than Maha Freydine. It deals decent damage, but more importantly, it removes re-raise, so even more utility packed onto this kit. And yeah, she's even got a heal Mysidia Rahan. This is a 210 potency heal. It's the exact same as Kiraga, cast time and everything. This is very useful. I've already seen her use this on my JP account just in farming. I've seen her pop off off a heal and just get my party back up. Very nice that she would use that on her AI. I mean, I don't think she could attack that turn, but still good to have. And then her TMR has an ability, All Things, which is just gives, I think it's 20% spirit penetration. So very, very useful to just have that to give to other people. I think that a lot of people will try to make this TMR work to either give it to people that don't have any spirit penetration or to really put someone over the edge to just bust through a magic tank. I think this is just a useful TMR to have, and the fact that it's a free unit that we can all get this is a good idea to pick it up or slow build towards it just so you have the copy. Queen's limit burst is Atomic Flare, and this gives a 25% lightning imperil before damage and then a 200 times potency. It also grants haste after the attack, so that's really useful. It's very, very good LB. Now it does have a 58 AP cost, which is insane. That's really high, but remember that Queen starts off with mage levels of AP, so she can afford to do this right off the bat. You are going to be AP starved afterwards, like you'll have enough for a few more attacks and then she'll need to start building up, but she will be using some TP skills as well before she pops this off. So I think overall you want to have this on, you want to have this leveled. To put her into a lightning team, this will obviously help the rest of them, but also it's actually really important for her because modifiers, and different ways to scale her damage are important, because building attack and magic aren't going to be as easy as just adding a lot of lightning attack, strike attack, magic attack, imperils, defense, spirit penetration, whatever that you can do. Those are going to be the things that will be easier to build around her kit. Especially just lightning attack is going to be the most important one in lightning imperil, because all of her skills are lightning, but they switch between physical, they switch between magical, and then strike and magic attack. So really, if you can build around lightning attack and build around lightning imperil, that's the best way to raise her damage. So that makes this limit burst really important even in a rainbow party, because it's going to empower up herself. That's it for the preview, and Queen is going to be a very difficult unit to predict in terms of viability. Luckily we can just wait for JP to kind of figure her out. I'm actually building Queen to 120 on my JP account, so I'll have some thoughts of my own on her. I think her ability to bounce between different damage types, both physical, magical, strike, and magic attack, is just going to allow her to bypass literally any build on any given team, because they just won't have built for all of that. So she'll be able to hit through resists in PvP, and I think that's really cool. She also has a ton of utility on her kit, and I think that supporting her team and debuffing enemies is also going to be a really important part of that. So for PvE, she's going to be really fun. She's just such an interesting unit, and I love that. It's going to be a lot of fun for people to build her. Now, do I think she's going to be top tier? I don't think so, honestly, but it's too early to tell, so hopefully she works out. Otherwise, we have a fun experiment on our hands and a very popular character from Persona 5. So that's it. We'll see ya in the next video.